Welcome, Libra Scorpio, to your in-month reading for September. I hope your friends are doing great out there. If your friends like this, please like and subscribe. Okay, guys, let's see what's going on in your energy, what you're thinking, feeling, or the energy surrounding you. This message, please, for Libra Scorpio. A couple of days left, guys. And then it's almost Halloween time. People born in fall really like that Halloween. Okay, fall babies. Okay, what do we got going on here, guys? Five of Swords. Having the realizations and recognizing something that's going on around you. Here's a card of realizations that there is something, some kind of obstacle, challenge, or anything like that going on, right? Somebody's causing a disruption or some kind of disruption. Let's see what's going on. Clarifying, moving on. Having the realization of moving on. So the moving on is also clarifying the entire reading. So there was thoughts and feelings at one time that you should move on from this. And really having the realization that it is time is really what I'm getting over here. In the present, you have the awareness, discontent, solitude. Ooh. Underneath the awareness is the obstacles and challenges. Trapped in fear no longer. Nice. But you still have conflict and defeat in the near future. So, okay, guys. There's something discontent about the way you're feeling, right? I'm discontent. I'm not feeling good. But the good thing is you're not trapped in fear, right? You're not trapped in your mind. And that was, you were moving on, right? Moving on from being trapped in fear. So whatever anxieties and things that you've had, sadness and sorrows and all of those things that were going on in the recent past, at least, you got out of your mind. And getting out of your mind is really where you started, when you actually are able to have the realization, really taking on a perception, really digging deep. So I do feel like with the solitude here, there could have been another solitude time that you came out of this. So I feel like the solitude card could have been here twice. So if we see that Hermit card come up, we will know, right? Or something, High Priestess, something of this nature. But I do feel like you did take some solitude time to get out of the trapped of fear, to be able to get to that higher awareness. Because not having those negative thoughts is actually going to kind of, I don't want to be like this anymore. I don't want to feel like that anymore. Yeah, I'm still discontent, but at least now I'm coming out. And once you get out of your mind, the discontent will kind of slowly, gradually come out, right? The Page of Cups, the 3, yeah. Yeah, because you weren't recognizing the things that were going on around you. You're just too much discontent and there's too much in your mind. Could have been dealing with a third-party situation over here with 3 of Coins. So there could have been 2 other people involved, but you do feel like they're mistrusting. Could have been something mistrusting. You could have been also overworking and just feeling like somebody else might be interfering within your life, within your relationship, within the situation at hand. So take it how it resonates. There could also be some long overdue payments and you thought that somebody was going to help you out with them, and it could be just everything all in one. I'm working so hard, I got long overdue payments, this person was supposed to do this, this person's interfering, and you, what are you doing? You're doing nothing to help. Let's throw them all out there, right? Just throw them all out there. Why? Because it feels like there's a lot of multitasking and there's a lot of things going on and there's a lot of loose ends. You got the 7 of Cups over here sitting on top of the 3 of Coins. Loose ends everywhere. No wonder you're discontent. No wonder you're a little over emotional. No wonder, you're in your head and in your mind. All of these things, right? All of the above. Yeah, of course. Because I have this to do. I have that to do. I'm supposed to be doing this. I'm supposed to be doing that. You're dropping the ball. Take it how it resonates. You can feel that energy, right? And yeah, there's a lot of disappointment. Page of Cups. I'm so disappointed. you know, and you might have even thought that you were, with this disappointment going on top of the Seven of Cups, remember as well, you may have thought that plans were going to go the way you wanted them to go. You had views of getting up, you had views, ideas, you were trying hard to do things, and then all of a sudden it just feels like this dim light went off and it was just like poof, and here you are, right? Here you are. And then all of a sudden, you know, you get out of being trapped in fear. Yep, Eight of Swords, because you did. You had this mental kind of, you were so entrapped in your mind, trying to get all these things done, trying to work everything through. Wow. It feels like the way, for some of you, this is for some of you, the way I'm seeing it is you might have had this really long time friend that you've been messaging, talking to, who helped get you out of trapped in fear, right? They helped you. Could be a huge possibility. Getting yourself back together, right? It's like you consulted with them, they helped you along the way, and it feels like, yeah, it is. It feels like a committed friendship, some best friend, maybe your mother, whoever it was that you've known a long time. It feels like for some of you, you have put your faith and trust in them to tell them your story, and they helped clear the anxieties, clear the bubbles, clear the swords from the mind. That's for some of you. Others of you, it's just thinking, taking deep breaths. Like I said, could have been solitude mode. Really putting your faith out there. A lot of prayers, a lot of things. But it gets you to this beautiful realization, and this helped you move on, right? Helped you move on. Because don't forget the moving on. This helped you move on to this bigger, higher awareness and realization. This is the realizations of becoming aware of the situation and knowing which way you want to move now. So it does feel like you have more clarity of the obstacles and challenges at hand. Doesn't mean just because you became aware that the obstacles and challenges went away, right? You're saying, yeah, I became aware about it, but it doesn't mean that they're gone. No, they're not gone. You're just becoming more aware of what to do next, trying to find that next step, how to move on from this, how to fix it, what to do, how to end it. It's such an overwhelming, and you're aware of how overwhelming it is and how it's transformed, you know, all your great plans and all the things that you're doing. It's transformed it into obstacles and challenges. And now you want to transform it again and aware that I need to fix this. I need this change. Somehow, yeah. Getting away from bad judgment calls. Maybe allowing someone else to help with the reins when maybe I should have done it myself. Man, you know how that is. Well, man, if I would have known that you were going to do that, I would have never let you help me. So, making better judgment calls. And you're aware of that. Because it does feel like a lot of the judgment calls that you made in the past, even though you thought you were doing so good for some of you, right? The way it's looking, ended up in a very dark spot. It just felt like a rain cloud hanging over. And right now it feels the same way, but you're aware of the rain cloud. You're aware. There is so much awareness of the bad choices. And maybe you do feel like, you know what, during my multitasking, during my thing, maybe I allowed too much. And that was a bad choice on myself. I made that call, and I shouldn't have allowed that to happen. Maybe I shouldn't have allowed them to interfere, or I gave them a bill and told them to pay it, and they didn't do so. Take it how it resonates, right? But however it was a bad judgment call, and you're aware of all these things, and you're, you know, maybe I should have done other things, even though I was so busy doing this and doing that. You see what I'm saying? But maybe I should have taken just the control. Maybe I should have had more control. It's just all these things that we always say, right? So with the obstacles and challenges, it's like I know I feel like I'm walking the plank. It could be because of this King of Swords, but I want this prosperity that I'm going after. You know, I just need to be more authoritative and more careful with my money or something of this nature, right? more helpful maybe to myself than maybe allowing someone else to help out. That wasn't, maybe it was, you know, I don't know. It almost feels like a trusting thing because we have the mistrust. Maybe I trusted too much and that was a bad judgment call. Oh boy, yeah, because they really dropped the ball. I don't care what you say. They dropped the ball one way or another. It almost has that feeling like it's like if you want to do something right, you got to do it yourself. You know? It's almost one of them scenarios. Fine. Just having the realization that you're just going to have to take more control, that you're going to have to become more more action for yourself. Like I said, it's almost like I entrusted something with you and you dropped the ball. You know? I said, if you can't do something right, I'll just do it myself. But you know the conflict. You may be even telling yourself, you know, there was warning signs that I could have seen. Why didn't I see the warning signs? They kept dropping the ball in the past. Why did I continue to put this faith inside of them? And all they do is just show me they're mistrusting. So they want to cause all this obstacles and challenges. So you're going to, so you're having a lot of awareness over here. Trying to get yourself back to where you need to be. Absolutely. With the solitude over here, it's just, now you're just going to need time out to really hermit and really reflect. Still reflecting on the situation. This time, though, you're not worried about anybody else around you. You're just really just kind of doing what you're supposed to be doing in this solitude, kind of keeping yourself out of range of other people in some ways, right? Yeah, because you're just tired of the disharmony. You're tired of the conflict. Yeah. Taking yourself, because you're having the realizations again. So there's a lot of perception going on right now during the fall to get yourself out of the conflict and defeat. And the reason it feels like you're solituding is because they keep coming back and they're, you know, it's like, even though you had the realization not to do this, it's like, well, they're still here though, right? They're still trying to do this and they're still trying to do that. They're still causing the conflict and defeat. We see that here though, right? They're still causing the swords of agony. Because what are you going to do, right? You have to figure out something. And that's exactly what you're doing. You're trying to progress. You're trying to move forward. You're trying to figure out, what do I do now? How do I get myself out of this mess? How do I fix it? Yeah. Because it's like you're going to have to go back to the drawing board, and that's exactly what it is, guys. You're going to have to go back to the drawing board with the tower upside down. You're going to have to go back to basics. With the situation, replan it, reorganize it. What a mess. You know, and I keep hearing it. What a mess this became. Boy, what mess did I get myself into? So until you can actually go back to the drawing board, replan, reschedule, do whatever it is to fix the situation, yeah, it's just going to be kind of driving itself all over the place. With the Chariot upside down, I don't even see it as really stopped. I see it as moving in all kinds of crazy directions. It's like having your car out of control. If the steering wheel is going this way and this way and this way and this way, you're all over the side of the road. And that's probably how you kind of feel too. Right? So you have to get the steering fixed, right? Pray to God nobody's car really is doing that. My God, that would be so scary. But in seriousness, I do. It feels like you're driving on one side of the road and over on the other side of the road, and it's just chaos, right? It's just really overwhelming trying to fix this mess that you have either gotten yourself into by allowing someone else to help you, or however your situation is, right? But it needs to be fixed. So it looks like that's what you'll be working on. Great, right? Good, great. Oh, big guy. Just thinking Billy Madison and the bus driver. Great. Everybody sit down. But yeah, that's exactly how it is. And so that's great, though, right? That's what you're going to be working on in October. Wonderful. Oh, goodness. Okay, soften and open back into love all day long. It's just softening yourself, finding the real pieces over here to yourself, guys, as you're especially in a solitude mode. And those of you who find yourself getting back into mental distress, even though you found yourself out, if it starts happening again, make sure that you're work daily towards improving your mental health. Don't try not to let it overwhelm you, right? Because it's going to be harder to think about the situation at hand if you allow your mind to go crazy, or your emotions to take control, right? Because it's going to be hard, right? How am I going to get to real logical thinking? Because if my mind starts getting overwhelmed, then I'm going to just only think of the negatives, and I'm going to have a harder time getting out. Then the chariot will be stopped. It will stop. It will stop going to the left, to the right, to the left, to the right. Now it's going to stop, period, and it's dead. And you're not going to make where you need. So just make sure that you're really watching that. And if you find yourself, try to take note of it. Sometimes it's hard to see it, but when that down starts coming, say, no, I'm not doing that, right? No, that's not the way to think. I got to get this done. I don't have time. I don't have time to say this isn't going to work, or this is too hard, or this is, you know what, my whole life is dying, right? No. You're going to have to get strong, really, really strong. And tell yourself, no, I got this. Really use those chakras, my friend. Especially that yellow, that red, and I really want you to use that orange, right, for that desire to get down. First 3 chakras really empowering you. That will open up the rest of the chakras, right? Really get in there. Get powerful. Okay? Never say die. That's the thing. Till next time, my friends. Peace and love.